it going, everyone?
Welcome back to another video. Super stoked on this one.
We're making bagels today.
This is one of our favorite things in the whole wide world.
It is my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
And it stemmed from when Chris moved here from New Jersey, or to the west coast from New Jersey.
Couldn't find a good bagel anywhere. California. Don't have no good bagels there.
So, and even here in Washington, what do you think?
The bagels in Oregon are better than the ones in California. Not better than the ones in New York and New Jersey, but it's the water.
It's the water.
It's the water. What can we do? But
so,
what did you do?
I remember the day we were at your apartment. We were like, you know what? We're gonna make bagels. So we got all the ingredients. We made them late at night, and they turned out amazing. Like so.
Oh yeah,
good.
we made them at my apartment.
Yeah, they're so much better than what we can get in stores. And we decided to put the recipe on our blog, and we realized we didn't have a video for it. So
here it is. And super bonus, we made some cashew cream cheese.
Another bonus.
Some cashew lox.
Carrot lox. Not cashew. And then we actually showed you guys 2 more ways that you can style up your bagels. 2 more meal ideas. So we made a bagel pizza.
Delicious.
And then we made a veggie and hummus sandwich with the bagel.
Fantastic.
So if you want to get your bagel on,
just keep watching.
So we're going to start off with our homemade bagels first. So to warm water, we're going to add in some granulated sugar. And then to that, we're going to be adding in some active dry yeast. And just let that sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, shaking it as needed. And you'll know when it's ready when it is nice and foamy. Next, we're going to prepare our dry ingredients. So to a large bowl, we're going to add in some bread flour. And then to that, we're also going to add in some salt. We are using pink Himalayan salt here. And just mix that together until it is nice and uniform. And then we're going to be adding in the yeast mixture along with some extra water for moisture. And we're going to just mix this together until a nice dough forms. It's going to be soft and smooth. That's what we're looking for here. So just going to be adding in water as needed to get it to the right consistency. So using your hands for this is one of the best methods to get the right consistency of the dough, as well as a standing mixer if you have one. And then next up, once it is all mixed together, we are going to flour our working surface and just knead the dough for about 10 minutes or until the dough is smooth and elastic. I got really tired, as you can see the hands change here. This is Chris's hands, but he helped me out with this. He is the dough kneader in this house, so thank you, Chris. We're going to place the dough into an oiled bowl. You can also spray it with water as well for moisture. Cover it with a clean kitchen towel and set it aside to rise for about 1 hour or until doubled in size. So once the dough has risen, we're going to punch it down. This is my favorite part. It's so satisfying. And then we're going to transfer that onto a floured cutting board. I rolled it up into a ball for even cutting, and we just cut it into 8 pieces. It doesn't have to be exact, can be if you weigh it out, but we don't really care. And we have 2 methods of making bagels here. So the first method is what I'm doing here. We roll it out into a log, and then all you need to do is merge together the 2 ends and try to make sure that they stay together. Just like keep crimping them together, I guess. And the second method, this is Chris doing this, you just make it into a ball and then use your fingers to puncture a hole in the middle. Both work, both are great. It's just personal preference, honestly. So we're going to add those to a pan, cover with a clean towel, and allow it to set for 10 minutes. Next up, we're going to bring a large pot of water to a boil and add in bagels. So add as many as can comfortably fit in there. Just keep in mind that they are going to expand a bit. So we only added 3. And what we're going to do here is boil them for 2 minutes on each side. Just flip them over. And as you can see, the bagels have expanded quite a bit. I would say they're almost doubled in size. And the next step is just to transfer them back onto the baking sheet. So just shake off as much liquid as possible and pop them back on. They're gonna slide around a bit on the silicone mat, but it's all good. And just continue until you have boiled all of your bagels. And what we ended up doing with our bagels is we noticed that after boiling them, the whole of the bagel started getting a little small. So we used the utensil that we're using right now to remove the bagels. We just used the end of it And we just stuck it in the hole, shook it around a bit, and just helped expand that hole a little bit more. And now we're going to dress up our bagels. So we brushed them with almond milk to both add some moisture onto the top after the boiling because it dried up a bit, and also to help them brown on the top. And then we added some everything bagel seasoning here. We just got this at Trader Joe's. But you can add any toppings of choice. Honestly, you can add poppy seeds, sesame seeds, you can add onions and garlic, whatever floats your boat, honestly. So we're going to pop these into the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. And for this video, we actually made a few batches, so we have the everything, and we also made some plain as well.
Now it's time to make our carrot lock. So in a large baking dish, we're gonna put a layer of coarse sea salt on the bottom. And now we'll add some carrots to the dish, and then we'll completely cover them with salt. It is important that they're completely covered, and I know this might take a lot of salt, but we can always reuse it. So just make sure that the carrots are completely covered before baking them, and they'll go in the oven at 375 degrees for 90 minutes. While the carrots are baking, we're gonna make our marinade. So we'll add in some vegetable broth, along with some liquid smoke, and some coconut vinegar, and we'll just mix that right up. And then once 90 minutes has passed, we'll remove our carrots from the oven and we'll let them cool completely. From there, we'll use a utensil to break open the salt and remove the carrots. We'll want to brush any excess salt off the carrots as well, so they don't end up super salty. This might take a little bit and the carrots might be stuck, so if they break, it's not a huge deal, but you do want to try your best to keep them intact. And now we're going to want to do our best to remove all of the skin from the carrots. This does take a little bit of time, so be patient. I promise the end result will be very worth it, and you'll be enjoying your homemade carrot locks in no time at all. And now we're going to use a very sharp knife to cut the carrots long ways, very thinly. We want to do our best to cut the carrots as thinly as possible so we have the most authentic taste and texture. We'll continue this process until all of the carrots are sliced and ready to go. From there, we'll take a reusable bag or any reusable container you may have. We'll add our carrots to that, and then we'll add in the marinade that we made earlier. And then we'll seal that up. We'll give it a good shake to fully combine the marinade with the carrots, and then we'll let that sit for around 2 days. If you want to eat it sooner, I don't blame you, but it's best after 2 days.
Now we're going to make some homemade cream cheese. So we have some raw cashews here, and we're going to add in some filtered water. And just set that aside to soak overnight or for at least 8 hours. We want them to be nice and soft and hydrated. So once they're soaked, we are going to drain them, and then we're going to add them to a high-speed blender. And then we're also going to add in some filtered water just to help it get going, get blended. And look at this, beautiful. It's a cashew, kind of like a cashew butter, cashew whip. We're going to transfer that into a glass container or a clean container of your choice. And then to that, we're going to add in some vegan probiotic pills. Just make sure they're vegan. And I'm just popping them open in here, removing the casing. I will link the probiotics down below if you guys want to check them out. So just mix that together until it is nice and uniform, until everything is mixed together. And then what we're going to do is cover this with either a nut milk bag or a cheesecloth, whatever you have on hand. And we are also going to use a rubber band to seal it shut. We forgot to show that here. But set it on your counter for about 12 to 18 hours to ferment. And once it is fermented, you got yourself some thick and creamy cashew cheese. So this is super easy to make, and it's almost done. The last ingredient we are adding is some salt, just to help bring out the flavors a little bit more. Just mix that through and you are good to go.
And now we're going to assemble our cream cheese and lox bagel. So we'll just spread a healthy layer of cream cheese on both sides. And then we'll take our carrot lox that's been marinating in the fridge. We'll add it to the top. And then we can add some red onions, as well as some capers. And then we'll finally top it off with some fresh dill and you are in for a treat with this.
We want to share 2 more ways that you can serve these bagels. So the first one is a veggie and hummus sandwich. So all you got to do is grab a bagel of choice, add your hummus of choice, smear that in, add a thick layer, guys. Get crazy with it. And then layer in your favorite veggies of choice. So we have some steamed kale, some tomatoes, we added in some cucumbers, and then next up we're going to add in some bell peppers, some red onions. We got more hummus on the other side of the bagel, and that's it. You have lunch ready in no time. It is perfect to take on the go to school or work.
And finally, we're gonna make some pizza bagels, so we'll just add some pizza sauce to both sides and then some vegan cheese. And we're topping ours with some vegan sausage, but feel free to use any toppings you'd like. Just pop that in the oven for about 15 minutes, and bam, you are ready to enjoy this childhood classic. Thank you guys for watching.
We hope you try these bagels, try this lox, try these meal ideas, everything in between in this video. There's a lot going on, but
yeah, let's cheers.
We did it for you guys. I'm gonna have the pizza.
I'm going classic.
Oh, and this sausage, the bomb.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
This tastes just like a bagel bite.
Brings me right back to my youth. Unbelievable.
So how would you say these bagels compare to the bagels you see back home? Like, are these better than the bagels you can buy here?
Yeah, 100%. Back home, we're getting there. We're getting close. Doesn't have the same crust as back home, you know. There's like hard to explain. Anyway, we love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up.
Comment down below, say hey, let us know what you want from us next, or anything you want to talk about.
We got videos coming Wednesday, coming Friday, sometimes Monday.
When we're crazy. Not all the time, though.
We're always crazy. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. Without further ado, guys, we're out of here.
And we'll see you later. Bye!